Yo guys, welcome back to a brand new video. I am Mystic Wolfie. Recently, my recent upload was the animation review on Callum's Corner. Created a decent, wealthy 15 minutes video of animation of Callum's Corner, a famous moment on his Minecraft world. So, if you haven't seen that, please check it out on the channel. In this video, we're going to review the famous animation I have created so far on a channel, that being the ranking introduction and Minecraft animation. This animation, guys, was a test run. A lot of my animations, apart from the main project, Mystic Wolfie story, is to see how far I can push my limitations and then bring that over to that animation. This was meant to be a rig test, building rigs from scratch using cubes and things like that to create an actual animal or a food item and make that into a little thing, then to bring it over to the animation to improve it. And a lot of the animations I've done so far are test runs. Not to say I don't put effort into it, I really do, but each one I do is for a decent reason. So I can't call something a remake if it isn't truly a remake, you know. So I'm trying to make the remake of my story a lot better than it ever could be by doing these little short things to improve on that later on down the line. It's come along really well, but this blew my expectations. Like, I thought, really? I kept looking over the few months it released this video, and it was like, wow, it went from 1k views to 5k to 5 million to 5 k views, and then it skyrocketed to even more, 15,000 views to 50,000 views, and now we're on 71,000 views on this. This took me about 3 months to do this video, because, you know, I had to create the world. That was the hardest bit. You know, Pride Rock was the hardest bit of this whole video. Building that rock took weeks, a month I'd say, because I didn't know this at the time, by the way. What I wanted to do originally was take a pre-existing version of Pride Rock and then use that version of the rock. But I couldn't do that. I know how to do that now, but I didn't know how to do it then, so I had to build it on my own. Oh my god, it took ages. It really took ages. I still got the board actually, but it took a long time. And then I had to make all the animals from each shot through the original cartoon of all the different animals, the meerkats, the cheetahs, elephants, giraffes. Everything that you see in the video, I created myself. Everything in this video was from me. The only thing that wasn't from me was the soundtrack. I tried to find a soundtrack that was copyright free, but sounded like the actual thing, but wasn't the actual thing, that was free to use. Unfortunately, I got trolled and it wasn't free copyright, and I got a claim for it. So I can use it on YouTube, but I can't promote, I can't be paid for it if I had like over 1,000 subscribers. It won't be allowed at that point. This video won't be allowed on the channel, or it won't be monetized. Further on, the rights would go to the creator. So previously, my other channel got taken down for those reasons, for copyrighted music. I tried to avoid that ever since, but unfortunately it creeped in a few times with these Lion King animations. It's a shame. At some point I will edit this video, or many videos with copyright music in, try and keep the animation in there and override it with a different theme tune. because I don't really want to take this down and re-upload it again. If I have to, I will do that, but I don't want to do that because it's kind of the DNA of the video, the song and stuff. It's iconic. So, but I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna break down the scenes and how it came to be. Let's give this a nice watch. I like this. I like this. I haven't seen this in a long time. Okay, straight off the bat, guys, we're about nearly 1 minute in now of a 3 minute or maybe 4 minute video, and that 1 minute worth of this video was literally 3 weeks worth. Take a minute and process that. 1 minute of this video was a month's worth of effort, and it's 4 minutes long. A lot of that effort was creating the rigs and the Pride Rock, so yeah. Again, there were scenes between, the antelopes, the 3 antelopes. I popped the heads up. I had to animate one at a time. I usually do that when there's a multiple characters in the scene. I usually animate one at a time or use them in certain ways throughout it. Thought it turned out pretty well. Scenes with the cranes or canes, there with the birds, was nice as well. That took a while. I had to scale the world because the world was too big for them rigs. If I made the rig bigger, it would mess up the whole body. So I had to make the world bigger to get the scenery roughly okay, because the background, I couldn't get the backgrounds perfectly in every shot. So I had to compromise with certain ways to make it look okay. So I had to mess around with the world a little bit. I had to make it scale of the world in the program a little bit bigger to make the water larger and stuff. A lot goes into it, guys. A lot goes into it. And then the sky bit, where the birds are floating in the sky, that was pretty tough. That was pretty tough actually, because it was like 40 some birds in that one shot. Do you realise the effort? Honestly, this is what motivation is, guys. Never give up, okay? So before we get into the main event, the bits with the bluebirds on the ground, the walking, when they're walking by the elephants there, I had to create a fog mist block behind the, the elephants, because there were no fog effects before that. I had to look, how can I create the illusion of coming out from the fog? I had to create a block, put a fog effect to it. So when it rendered, you could see the elephants coming through slowly through the fog, and it kind of worked. Proud of that. The bits with the zebra and the ants, I could not create decent ants, especially when they walked, so I had to just create them stiff. The main event, the main focus was the zebras anyway. But you do look at the ants, so I thought, do I really need to? Despite of it being like a second long. So I thought, well, just go easy on yourself. So I thought I did. And now that scene was really cool. I'll say this, I learned a lot in this animation, because for the zebras and those birds, not the ones in the sky, but the ones with the elephants, I learned how to duplicate or copy the same one, and then move them in different directions, or speed them or slow them down to make them go faster or quicker in different directions like this. So it kind of worked out really good, and it saved a bit of time. So that really helped out. I still use that method sometimes today, not as much because I don't want it to cheapen the final result, and I need to use it. I need to make it happen. Before we continue, this shot here, this still image of the elephant with all the birds on the trunk, on the tusks, that took a long time, because from one single shot of this, which is this one specifically, I copied the birds from. You only got one side of it, you know, and had to just guess what patterns they had, what colour they had, what size they were and stuff. So yeah, that was tough, but I managed to get it done, managed to get it through, and it turned out pretty decent. Different colour variety there, portion size, yeah, it's decent. But there are a few things that is wrong with this animation. Sometimes you would see that some movements slow down or speed up. I'm not too bad now with it, but when I was making this at the time, I didn't know how to make separate animals or characters move faster than others. So I only knew how to do it at a certain speed of walking, so they'll walk at exactly the same time every time, and it kind of ruins it a bit, because it's like, are they marching or walking? So I didn't know how to fix it. I know how to fix it now, but I didn't then, and it kind of annoys me. I can't fix it, you know. So that's the point of progression. So I'm gonna leave it with for that, and just say, right, you fixed it. You can take notes from that. I take notes from everything I do, so yeah. So there's a few of that in there. It's not as bad now, but I had to say that because I didn't notice it myself. So, and if I notice it, then you guys notice it. But it doesn't matter. It's still a really good thought out thing. And there's many people, you know, that have created a lot of Lion King introductions like this. But mine, I wanted mine to be different. I wanted mine to feel like the cartoon. And no disrespect to the movies. I watched Mufasa and I watched the 2019 Lion King. A nice, adaptation of a classic. But this, I wanted it to be as close looking to that cartoon than it was to Minecraft. So yeah, I think I accomplished that. Let's continue the big reveal. So Rafiki was really tough to make as a rig. And all these rigs aren't perfect, obviously. It's my first time trying to do it. A lot of the legs would come from his body, and I couldn't fix it. I thought, oh, damn it, it really wound me up. So I had to just get on with it, you know. So I couldn't fix that. The way he walked was challenging. Everything about it was challenging in its own way. But that by far was annoying. I made it work the best as I could, and I think it turned out pretty decent. The buffaloes, or the next to the antelopes when you're walking through the crowd, they're stationary rigs. They don't walk. They're just in the shot. I thought, put them in a shot. Just place them there. Don't make them move the head at least. Just make them there. So I did that, and it turned out pretty cool. All the rigs were decent in their own way. The drafts was tough. I noticed that each spot on the actual draft sticked out a bit. I wanted fur texture. I know a draft fur is very, very thin and very neat. But I just wanted it in there. I just wanted to make it unique in my own way. So I thought I'd stick out a bit and do all that. So. Okay, here we go. This is the final bit. Okay, so yeah. So when you were doing the sand, I was really good, and I managed to put particles there so they moved. Again, I didn't have to do fingers or anything, so I just made it like this. Minecraft skin or human character, doesn't have like fingers usually, so I didn't think it would matter. The coconut or the nuts, so whatever it was that he cracked open, I was going to put effects of the particles dropping from it, but I thought, do I really need to make it complicated, and I need to put too much pressure on this. There's a lot of pressure in this, so I thought, just take it easy. So I did that. There was a bit where the professor and what's her name, Sarabi, take a moment of hug, a sort of bond moment there. And my professor's eye came down a little bit too low. You see a little bit there showing through, which is a mistake. Yeah. Despite all the mistakes I'm noticing, I still love it. I believe in it. So that's the main thing. We're now showing to the presentation moment here, and it was an amazing moment. I thought, finally, I'm actually getting it done. Voice is cracked there. So that was the Lion King introduction, reaction, breakdown kind of. The last few moments of that, guys, I didn't manage to make monkey rigs. There was monkeys in that celebration moment, near the trees area. I couldn't get them in because it was so hard to make for Rafiki. So I didn't manage to. I just use a different scene to fill up that spot. Yeah, everything was great about that. I loved it. I'm so glad you guys like that because I love it. So thank you so much for the support on this video. It was such a great time making it. It was a long time, but a great time. I love the results of it. I'm proud of it. So yeah, sorry for those that wanted the actual theme to it. I had to replace it in this video. That was like another claim. I don't want that, seriously. But yeah, this couldn't go ignored forever. I had to acknowledge it. I had to take time to talk about it. So yeah. If you like the video, guys, please like and subscribe. Check out the animations on the channel, and hopefully I'll see you soon in another video. If it's a live stream of any sort of side content I do, which I do side content off topic sometimes. So if you like any content, regardless of the animations, then join the club. Okay, till next time. Peace.